Hey FireCharger, I'm Chris from Faith Elements, and I wanted to reply directly to your video that you posted this morning directed at atheists. And for the course of this video, I am going to attempt to play Atheist Advocate. This is going to be a challenge for me because I am a Christian, I am a person of faith, and I try to live that out in my daily life. But I want to, for the sake of this response, play Atheist Advocate. I'm on the roof of a parking garage near where I work, and luckily it's empty, so I could make my point very well up here and people won't be staring at me as they drive around. I'm on the roof of a parking garage, and there are parking spaces behind me, as you can see. I want to use these parking spaces as a metaphor for life as an atheist, for a non-believer. But before I do that, imagine yourself living in a nation where the ruling body, the controlling government, and all of its rules and societal expectations sort of run counter to who you are and how you believe. Now, let's also say that that same society prides itself and boasts religious freedoms and was even founded on said religious freedoms. This is what it is like to live as an atheist. Let's take the United States as an example. If for some weird reason a Buddhist government became the controlling body and a Buddhist culture became what formulated societal norms, we as Christians would not necessarily appreciate that, and we would speak out wholeheartedly against a movement such as that. Apologize for the shaking, this camera is heavy. So let's say we find ourselves in that situation. This is what an atheist lives with daily in the United States. We live in a society where we pride ourselves on religious freedoms, but as an atheist, their religious freedom is a lack of religion that they sometimes find challenging in our society. When the rules that make up our society, the laws, the cultural norms, sometimes run counter to your beliefs, that's kind of hard to take. I'm going to get back to this parking space as an example. I don't know if that's 10 by 12 feet that parking space is. And this parking garage, you'd be lucky if it's 10 feet tall getting up here. So let's say FireCharger, like your truck, there would be no way that you could get that truck up here and to fit into that parking space. One, it's too tall, another, it's too long, which would not be a big deal when there's no other cars around, but it would not fit up here. As an atheist, the way I live and the way I function in society doesn't always fit in the box that we have prepared as an expectation of normality in our society. I can't pull, if I drove the Batmobile, I would not be able to pull it in there. If I wanted to take a limo to the hospital, I apologize for the siren, I am on the parking garage of a hospital. But let's say I wanted to bring a limo to my surgical procedure at the hospital. I would not be able to park it in the parking garage because I could not fit in the parking garage. I couldn't fit in the space. This, I feel, is what it's like to live as an atheist and an agnostic in a society where the laws, the cultural norms, the expectations, all those things are formulated basically on a Christian belief. So that's my 2 cents. I really feel, as Christians, as believers, we are really guilty of polarizing and demonizing agnostics and atheists. We're really guilty of claiming that we're right without listening to those who don't believe the way we do. Now, of course, we are charged to do so biblically. We are charged to spread the gospel. We are told that that's part of our Christian culture, is we are charged to go into all the world and spread the gospel to all people, and that's what we're supposed to do. And I think that's one reason why we as Christians come under attack a lot when other beliefs, when other belief systems, Buddhism and Hinduism and Islam and all those things, they don't have that basic charge, the Great Commission, as part of their belief the way we do. So while I'm playing Atheist Advocate in this video, I hope as an atheist you can hear that from the heart of a Christian, that's one of the things that we're charged to do. It's the last words we have that Jesus said on earth before he ascended into heaven. And of course, I realize using a biblical reference to try to prove my point isn't exactly playing Atheist Advocate, but I think that is a standard that has to be understood, that Christians we have to adhere ourselves to the teachings of the Bible, and we have to go into all the world and spread the gospel, because those are the last words we have of Jesus before he ascended into heaven. But I'm getting off the point, and I'm getting off of being atheist advocate. I just want us all to come to a point where we understand each other. I think when we close our ears and close our hearts to the words of a person who doesn't believe the way we believe, we can't come to understand why it is they believe the way they believe, and we can't understand those things about them that make them up. And I think we as Christians are probably more guilty than atheists and agnostics of polarizing and demonizing. I want to thank you for your time. I'm Chris from Faith Elements. Please subscribe above and hit the comments below and let me know what you think. Take care.